What's up, everybody? Come with me, and I'll show you how I made just over $1,900 on a Sunday. And before you swipe away, this is not a flex. It's just an example of how a few small jobs stacked up to make a pretty solid day. So, on that note, let's go. So, every Sunday morning, I get paid to go feed these horses and clean up. And generally, it takes about 20 to 25 minutes of my time. I charge them monthly, obviously, but it comes out to $30. So I charge $30 every Sunday. I'm doing the math on that. I think it averages out to about $70 to $90 an hour, depending on how long it takes, which is not too bad. And the hay is bagged by their owners, so it's pretty straightforward. Drop the hay in their feed bags, clean up the paddock, and that's about it. Side note, I just bought a brand new GoPro, so I can really increase the video quality, and this is my first time recording with an action cam. And it's really only my second time intentionally recording for a long form video. Stick it out with me, I promise I'll get better at it. And if you have any tips for me, for the love of God, please drop them in the comments. I genuinely want to improve. Now, at this point, you might be wondering, why is this guy taking his tools out of his truck? What's going on? I thought he was cleaning horse shit. Well, on this Sunday, one of the ladies that has a horse at the barn, one of the ladies that boards there, wanted me to put some drain rock in the paddock out there because she had some issues with the mud. Probably took me an hour to unload the yard of drain rock that I had. So I had it left over from a French drain that I did. I was extremely happy to finally get this rock out of my truck. As you can see, it was raining. Now the bed of my truck is rusting because the drain rock held the water. I found some glasses. No idea where they came from. But yeah, that's what's going on here. So I'm unloading everything, getting ready to unload this yard of rock into one of the paddocks. That's one of those sections of the French drain right there. But I charged her $30 for the material, so half price. I think after tax, the material yard that I go to get a yard of drain rock, 3/4 inch drain rock for about $60. Charged her a discounted rate of $60 for an hour of labor. It's typically a little less than I charge, but I already had the material and it was an easy job. As you can see, the access is a little limited. It's a little shitty, but that's okay. It was easy enough. I was trying to figure out the best way to get this gravel in with the wheelbarrow and not let these damn horses out. So the paddock that I'm in is actually two horses. One is a wild Mustang. His name is Rook. He's actually a really sweet boy. He just doesn't let anybody ride him. So his owner got another horse, and I think he's going bye-bye, unfortunately. It sucks. He's a good boy. He likes me a lot. He comes up to me, lets me pet him. But basically from this point on, I'm just gonna kind of try to zoom through this job. Oh, I found some frogs. Yeah, I'm not responsible for him leaping off my hand like that. Anyways, I had to set up this little blockade. That way the horses didn't get out when I wasn't paying attention. I don't want to owe anybody 12 or 15 grand for a horse. You know what I mean? You know, I personally thought this part was a little repetitive, but I wanted to leave it in because I wanted to show you guys how much work it is just for one wheelbarrow load. You know what I mean? Yeah, that happens a lot. Anyways, yeah, I wanted to leave this in just to show you guys. So that's why this part of the process is in here. And these jobs aren't crazy, you know? They don't make you rich, but they are consistent and they make your weeks go by easier. I mean, at this point, we're almost done, you know? May not seem like it here at this point of the video, but we were definitely almost done. I had a bunch of piles laid out, and the reason I didn't capture a lot more footage is because one of the ladies showed up, and I took the camera off just to be respectful, you know? I thought he was gonna scoop it. Look, yo, I got a clip. The horses are spreading the drain rock for me. Check this guy out. Free labor, right there. I was so happy. Thanks, Mello. Anyways, we got it all spread out. And I told her she probably needs another couple of yards of rock to get in there. Probably 2, maybe 3. Look a little magic. Snap my fingers, poof, everything's put away. And we're on to the next job, brother. So here I'm doing a live canopy lift on this really large tree. I'm not really sure what kind of tree this is. If you know, drop it in the comments because I'm curious and I did not do a Google search on this tree. So after fighting with that branch, you know, get a little bit of work done early, grabbed the pole saw and I went to work over here. And other than the, you know, the usual cleaning, that's why I said second job of the day. That was already in there. I couldn't really fix that. But here I go. Slowly but surely. I actually really enjoyed pruning this tree, or lifting the canopy rather, but I think the biggest pain in the ass was it's so tall, they're all hanging down vertically. I couldn't get a good angle to cut a lot of what I wanted. And mind you, I have ladders and, you know, all that. I just could not get a good angle on a lot of this stuff. At the end of the day, it got cleaned up nicely, but nonetheless, it was kind of difficult. Sorry, lady. I was watching. Don't be concerned, I was watching for everybody. There was also a lot of stuff on this one I didn't record getting cleaned up because this was in the main parking lot. I didn't want to leave a camera set up there the entire time that I was pruning and raising the canopy and all that. Went to go clean up and get some stuff out of the way. Now, with that live canopy, I also charged for 7 what I'm 99% sure Bradford pears. Mind you, I'm not an arborist, okay? We're a landscaping company. Legally, technically, I cannot climb above 15 feet. That's why I quoted a soft prune. You know, there was no crown reduction, there was no topping. Also, when I'm doing pruning, I typically, I like to keep the health of the tree in mind, right? And a lot of folks go for looks, a lot of property owners, homeowners. This is a commercial client, but a lot of people go for looks, and I'm one that keeps the health of the tree in mind. So, you know, we do dead, diseased, and crossing, but most of all, we try to keep it natural, keep that natural vase shape. All in all, we charged $1,800 for this. That includes the 7 pairs as well as the live canopy lift. And if you think that was too little or too much, go ahead and let me know in the comments. Side note, I almost cut my thumb off, and there's a short about it on my channel, so go watch it. Had about 6 of these brush piles when everything was said and done. So we, you know, I mean, we took a good amount off, really, in reality. I think this was brush pile number 5, and you know, we also offered to remove everything, which is pretty typical. They opted for having us stuff the bins, I think, to avoid the dump charge. And you know, I was nice enough. I told them anything that's left over, I'll just load it in the truck and I'll take it. I think my dump, they don't take green waste at the dump here in my city anymore. They take it on the green waste side. They have a specific side for that now, and it's a lot cheaper. I think on the dumps it's $44 up to a ton, and then they charge by weight after that. And on the green waste side it's $26, so not too bad. Here's some before pics, and then it's gonna transfer to some after as well. You know, if there's one thing that I've learned, it's that pictures of trees don't really do justice for some reason. But let me tell you, believe me, they look a lot better. Especially that canopy lift did wonders. Now, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns, go ahead and drop them in the comment box below. And if you made it this far, I truly appreciate you hanging out. I plan on moving into more long form content, so if you like landscaping and blue collar stuff, go ahead and drop a sub on the channel and keep an eye out for my future videos. Thanks guys, see you later.